For me, I have had 2 completely different pregnancies. So the first one, I was really excited about having a baby, and then unfortunately it ended in a stillborn. So that was like flying high to like crashing low. And then with the second one, I was so nervous, like treading on eggshells all the time, scared to go for too long a walk even. Did you have any problems with
Yeah, so for me it was completely different. When I was pregnant the first time round, was diagnosed with something called tokophobia, which not many people know what it is, but it's basically an irrational fear of childbirth. I think people brushed me off and told me, oh, you know, you're just a first time mum, it's like going to be normal, and I was like, it's not normal how I'm feeling.
I don't remember those first few weeks. But I do remember crying in a darkened room thinking, I like my life beforehand. What have I done? I didn't need this new human in my life. I was okay. And I remember saying to my husband, I want to give him back. And that broke my heart to say it. It broke his heart to hear it.
After having Lillian, that love just wasn't there straight away. And that's another thing that throughout my pregnancy, everybody was like, you know, that love is going to be amazing. It's so overwhelming.
Such a pressure for women to feel that.
That's it. Like even during labour, like as soon as she came out, I was like trying to force these tears that weren't there because I wanted to have that feeling.
For me, especially when I was pregnant with Sophia, I didn't sleep. That was the biggest impact. I was absolutely exhausted, and I still had a full-time job, but I had recurring nightmares about the birth. So that was the biggest impact for me.
To be honest, like day-to-day life, it was a struggle, you know, each day. At one point I was even like, how can I get to the end of this pregnancy? It was such a stressful time.
One thing I do remember is crying when the midwife came over. I was just looking at her and crying, and she was like, oh, are you okay? And I was like, no. But I was like smiling.
Like my whole life has come crashing down around me. I don't know who this person is, and now I have to care for them. I always say that I was a very different parent to my hypothetical child, and the decisions you have to make in those instances shape how you feel and how you deal with other people.
For me, it was sort of being able to talk to people. You need people around you, close people that you can just depend on.
Yeah, talking about it, and I think being open and honest, not just with other people but with yourself. I don't think I really understood what I was going through and didn't want to admit it because there was a part of me that felt like I was failing.
Sort of like the first few weeks and months, I was sad a lot of the time and just kind of wasn't sure why. I couldn't even explain it a lot of the time, and I think keeping myself busy, going to work, going to events, doing all these things for me made me feel a little bit normal because I guess it was almost a bit of a distraction. It's okay if you want to go out and do this. It's okay if you want to go to the club and turn up. Like it is so okay.
Thank God.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think we don't talk about it enough, and when we do talk about it, it's this, like you said, taboo thing that nobody really wants to discuss. But when you do talk about it, we're just breaking stigma, and it becomes something that people can talk about openly, and I think people will get the support that they need. Because one of the things when we don't say anything to anybody, and you know, you don't want to be the one who's not normal, or you know, the person suffering in silence. It will make a massive difference.
The conversation needs to be more open, more transparent. Positivity is great, but let's talk about real experiences.
Very rarely did I hear that actually there are some mental health issues and things like that. I mean, for example, baby blues, I didn't know what that, I had never heard of that until the day I gave birth. So during the pregnancy, it would be nice, maybe not all the time, but just to hear about the real side of what it is like.